Anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the US. They affect 40 million adults aged 18 and older, or about 18% of the population every year. Anxiety comes in many different forms. It can arrive without notice and overcome you in a crippling way. It can also sneak into the background of your mind and nervous system, impeding your focus and mindset. When experiencing anxiety, instead of panicking, it's important to have some relaxation strategies to help calm you down. And in today's video, we'll give you some calming techniques you can use, from practicing mindfulness, trying to accept anxiety, holding your breath, eating a quick snack, to meditating, and more. Watch till the end to learn about all of them. Number 1. Practice mindfulness. Anxiety is triggered by thinking about the future and the things that might go wrong. Mindfulness trains the brain to stay in the present moment. It's been shown to cause measurable physical changes in the body and brain. Research has shown that, among other things, it can relieve the symptoms of anxiety. If you haven't tried mindfulness before, start with 10 minutes a day. Sit comfortably and pay attention to whatever is happening in the present moment. Pay attention to your breathing, the sensations against your skin, what's happening in your body, what you can hear. Don't work too hard to make sense of things. The point is to experience without judging or analyzing. Number 2. Take a nature walk. Walking will help clear your head and boost endorphins, which in turn reduces stress hormones. Consider walking in a park or other green space, which can actually put your body into a state of meditation. This is due to a phenomenon known as involuntary attention, during which something holds our attention but simultaneously allows for reflection. Enjoying this list so far? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos like this, and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates. Number 3. Try biofeedback. Biofeedback is the process of monitoring your body's physical reactions to anxiety in order to better regulate them. For example, you might notice that your heart is racing when you feel anxious. When this happens, you can monitor your heart rate while taking deep breaths and watch as your heart rate lowers during that relaxation technique. Biofeedback can help you regulate your breath, reduce muscle tension, and increase heart rate variability. All of these things are correlated with decreased levels of anxiety. A study found that practicing biofeedback reduced the participants' reported anxiety levels over a period of 4 weeks. Number 4. Try accepting the anxiety. Have you ever been sitting in a meeting and you start feeling cold sweats and a racing heart? You have a few options. Fight the feelings, remove yourself from the situation, or accept the feelings and allow the anxiety to sit beside you. Accepting anxiety means simply sitting there and letting the feelings pass. It may not feel good. Don't force the acceptance. That won't work either. If acceptance isn't coming easily or naturally, it's okay. Getting back to that place of calm and peace doesn't rely on it. Either way, the anxious state will pass, whether you accept it or not. Number 5. Drink chamomile tea. If you have a jittery moment, a cup of chamomile tea might help calm you down. Some compounds in chamomile bind to the same brain receptors as drugs, like Valium. You can also take it as a supplement, typically standardized to contain 1.2% apigenin, which is an active ingredient along with dried chamomile flowers. One study found that patients with generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD, who took chamomile supplements for 8 weeks had a significant decrease in anxiety symptoms compared to patients taking placebo. Number 6. Hold your breath. Okay, let it out now. We're not recommending that you turn blue, but yoga breathing has been shown to be effective in lowering stress and anxiety. You can try out a classic yoga breathing technique called the 4-7-8 breath. One reason it works is that you can't breathe deeply and be anxious at the same time. To do the 4-7-8 breath, exhale completely through your mouth. Then inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7. Now let it out slowly through your mouth for a count of 8. Repeat at least twice a day. Number 7. Eat a quick snack. Almost universally, people get more anxious and irritable when they are hungry. When you get an anxiety attack, it may mean your blood sugar is dropping. The best thing to do is have a quick sustaining snack, like a handful of walnuts or a piece of dark chocolate, along with a glass of water or a nice cup of hot tea. In the long term, diet is key to reducing anxiety. Eat a whole foods, plant-based diet with carefully selected meat and seafood. You should also try to eat plenty of leafy greens, such as kale, spinach to get folate, and a wide variety of phytonutrients to help reduce anxiety. Number 8. Get away from your screens. Every day, most of us face an onslaught of mostly unhappy news. It comes from your TVs, laptops, phones, and tablets, delivered relentlessly via countless apps, news sites, and social media outlets. And as you bop back and forth between devices, it's very easy to get caught up in a tornado of negativity. Negativity leads to anxiety. The best solution is to just unplug. Taking a break from technology is a great way to give your brain some much-needed downtime, allowing creativity to flow in. Intentional disengagement with your smartphone may also lead to intentional and meaningful engagement with others. Number 9. Meditate. This is a big one, arguably the single best way not to only calm yourself down in a moment of anxiety, but also reduce your overall stress level. Meditation allows the sympathetic fight or flight nervous system to rest, which is what is overreacting when you have high anxiety or panic attacks. You can try guided meditation, as a calm and focused outside voice is the key to relaxing a brain that's all over the place. Number 10. Use calming self-talk. Sometimes you may need to be your own coach. If you feel the flood of nervousness that takes over your entire body, one of the best and most immediate measures you can take is to state in your mind that you must remain calm. Thoughts that you transmit repeatedly and often enough will eventually have an impact on your psyche. In other words, perception becomes reality. By feeding positive thoughts to your brain, you can alleviate stress. Mentally repeating phrases including, "I will get through this situation. I am safe now. I feel anxious right now, but I can feel my heart rate slowing and soon I will be calm." Self-talk helps you stay focused on the positive to gain control over your emotions. It also must be consciously practiced each time a panic attack arises. Number 11. Distract yourself. Something that often comes naturally when an anxiety strikes is that your mind becomes distracted. Anxiety comes in a flash and will eventually dissipate as you get back on track with the next item on your to-do list. But if your anxiety causes a particularly frantic emotional state, then it may require more effort to distract yourself. Since it's difficult for the brain to focus on more than one thing at a time, focus on something other than the anxiety disorder symptoms you're experiencing. Distract yourself through work, entertainment, or a relaxing walk. If you concentrate on something else, you may even find you forget about whatever was giving you anxiety. Number 12. Distinguish between solvable and unsolvable worries. One common trait among those who suffer from anxiety is an overwhelming sense of worry when faced with challenges. People who aren't inclined to feel anxious are like this because they can immediately distinguish between events or situations they can control and those they cannot. If they determine these events are not within their control, they don't feel any threat or worry. On the other hand, those who suffer from anxiety feel a strong connection to each problem or situation that arises. If you suffer from anxiety, you may feel as though you want to help or solve each situation. It is important, though, to assess each situation by asking yourself some basic questions. This will immediately slow down your mind and your emotions and will ease a sense of anxiousness. Can you directly face the problem that's stressing you out, or is an imaginary what if causing you anxiety? By distinguishing between solvable and unsolvable stressors, you know what problems to face and what problems to ignore. In many cases, unnecessary anxiety is caused by unsolvable worries. If you determine it is an unsolvable worry that you cannot control, such as a canceled soccer practice or a delayed flight, then take solace in knowing it is something out of your hands and you can move on without anxiety. Remind yourself that it won't matter in a day, a week, or a year from now. Do you suffer from anxiety? What do you do to calm down? Let us know in the comments section below. Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Bestie. Wait! What kind of bestie are we if we don't tell you about our other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or right video, and enjoy.